a day after India's foreign ministry sent out invitations to SAARC countries for Modi's swearing-in ceremony on Monday. PML-N spokesperson Farooq Siddiqui has said that local media in Pakistan, in fact, he was speaking to the local media in Pakistan, that Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif is inclined to accept Modi's invitation for the swearing-in ceremony. A formal reply is, however, still awaited. National Affairs Editor Javed Ansari is now joining us with more details. Javed, the PML-N wants its Prime Minister to come for the swearing-in ceremony of Narendra Modi, but what about the other pulls and pressures in Pakistan?
Look, there is no denying the fact that the army and the ISI exert a certain amount of influence over the political dispensation in Pakistan. But let's not forget that this is a government which has won a majority, 2/3 majority, and Nawaz Sharif has been striving very hard to try and kickstart the peace process with India. Now is his chance, Mr. Narendra Modi. This is a win-win situation for both. I'm not saying that all the issues will be resolved. Mr. Narendra Modi's image in the world is that of a hardliner. He's starting off with a handshake. He's beginning his innings with a handshake. For Mr. Nawaz Sharif, who's repeatedly tried to get the Indian Prime Minister to come over, this is an opportunity to walk the talk and come and meet Mr. Narendra Modi. Of course, there will be no bilateral talks. There will be a 10-minute aside, I'm given to understand, with all the SAARC leaders, as with Mr. Nawaz Sharif,
yes,
if indeed he does come. But this will break the ice. This will be a good time to develop some kind of equation, and they can go take it forward from there.
Javed will be with us here in the studio. Let's quickly listen into what PPP leader Sherry Rahman told Headlines today just a short while back.
Pakistan has noted, the government has said yes, which is something that we see in terms of headlines in Delhi. I think those are wrong. There's not been a clear acceptance yet, but I think that is also because they're assessment. It's been a very brief time, but I do think that the opportunity that presents itself, the invitation is for SAARC leaders, is an important one. This is a huge moment of transition for South Asia, both in Afghanistan and in India. And Pakistan needs to be able to invest in this opportunity because there could be serious challenges ahead. And I would see this really in the light of these changes, and don't expect it to change the game significantly. No first visit ever does that. This anyway is a ceremonial affair. There are other SAARC leaders invited, so you can't make too much of it. But I think that I'm of the view that it should be explored as an important opportunity.
I'm sure that he would be looking for such an opportunity. For him, it's a godsend opportunity. He would like to come and resume negotiation with India. Any elected government in Pakistan would like to do that. It's a very positive move on behalf of him, and he wants tension between the two to be relaxed. And he wanted to, earlier also, he wanted to sort out all the disputes through negotiation, but that was all sabotaged by the army. So, but the problem is in Pakistan, the real power lies with the army, not with the elected government. And Nawaz Sharif is one of those leaders who is trying to assert his position. I think he'll come, because there'll be tremendous pressure from outside the world. If he doesn't come, then Pakistan would be blamed for it,
Hamza Amir, our correspondent, is now joining us with more details from Islamabad. Hamza, any confirmation from the Pakistan Prime Minister's office, at least on how soon a decision will be made on this?
Well, unfortunately, there's been no confirmation. In fact, the Foreign Office authorities have also stopped talking now. What's coming up really close by is the Foreign Office's press briefing, which is in about 45 minutes from now. So I think they might have an announcement to give out in that briefing, if nothing else, because other than that, there's been no official confirmation on even the decision made or even when it is going to be made.
Hamza and Javed are both going to be with us. Let's quickly tell our viewers that if the indications prove to be correct, then Nawaz Sharif could be headed to India on Monday for Narendra Modi's swearing-in ceremony. There has been no official confirmation yet from the Pakistan side to the Ministry of External Affairs. However, we learned from Pakistan that the indications at this point are positive. The official invite was sent at 4 p.m. last evening, and Islamabad is seriously considering the proposal. If the visit comes through, it would be the first visit by Nawaz Sharif to India after becoming the Prime Minister. Meanwhile, Headlines Today has learnt that an official confirmation has come to India from Afghan President Hamid Karzai, and that he will be attending the swearing-in ceremony on Monday. This is the first official confirmation that came to India after invites were sent out yesterday by Foreign Secretary Sujata Singh. Now, others expected to accept the first ever invite to foreign dignitaries for the swearing-in ceremony include President Mahinda Rajapaksa of Sri Lanka and Abdullah Yameen, the President of Maldives. Narendra Modi is also expected to hold talks with dignitaries. He will be, of course, holding a state dinner for them at Hyderabad House after the swearing-in ceremony on the 26th evening. Javed Ansari and Hamza Amir are both with us at this point. Javed, first to you, if Nawaz Sharif actually does come in, this will be the first time that a Pakistan Prime Minister will be attending the swearing-in ceremony of an Indian Prime Minister. How significant is that in itself?
Well, the significance lies in the fact that apart from the fact that it's the first time, it will be an icebreaker. Look at the kind of image that the new India's Mr. Narendra Modi has. His image is that of a hardliner. He's had some very strong words, strong things to say about Pakistan in the run-up to the campaign. But now the campaign is over. He is now Prime Minister-elect. He will be Prime Minister on Monday. The limitations of office, the responsibility that comes with it, he's beginning to dawn on him, and he realizes that he needs to make a fresh beginning. We can't be set in the past. If you want to govern the India of the future, there has to be in India's sights set much higher. It's not just in the neighborhood. India wants to sit at the high table, be considered a superpower, and therefore we need to ensure that we don't, our time is not wasted on just fighting bushfires, whether it's with Pakistan or Sri Lanka or Bangladesh. We need to set our house in order, set the neighborhood in order, and that's what India is doing. And I think this is a commendable step on the part of Prime Minister-elect Narendra Modi.
Hamza, but coming to you, what are the realistic pulls and pressures inside Pakistan at the moment that go against Nawaz Sharif coming to India?
Well, in Pakistan, there are a lot of pressures coming on from all directions on the government. Firstly, there is an issue of a blasphemous program aired by GOTV going on. There is also a defamation campaign against the government going on for actually promoting the an anti-ISI and anti-armed forces campaign. There is uproar amongst the opposition political parties who are holding their rallies and about elections being rigged. There is also criticism going on about the peace talks failure with the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. And on the other hand, there is also pressure groups like Jamaat-ul-Dawa and Hafiz Saeed who are actually staging rallies and conferences in the capital, calling on the government to actually step back and let the army take over. So there are a lot of concerns going on that are already on the plate of the Pakistani government. And at that time, for them to take a decision to go to India will be a very critical one, because they right now it seems that army and the Pakistani government are not on the same page as far as national interest is concerned. And also line of control tensions are already existent. So it will be a very difficult decision for them to do. But obviously, if they go ahead with this decision and Prime Minister decides to go to India, then it will be a very good icebreaker going forward for relationship, better movement in India and Pakistan.
Hamza Amir and Javed Ansari, both of you, many thanks for joining us this morning.